another interesting episode of Labor Lens, where we bring to you updates information in the world of work and pay. I am Sharon Ijason. On this week's episode of the program, we will be discussing about the oil and gas sector, the several challenges the sector is faced with. We will also provide solutions to the issues. Join me. It's the 10th Delegate Conference of the Medical and Health Workers Union with the theme Advancing National Campaign Towards Good Governance, Poverty Alleviation and Health for All for Development. The well-attended event has experts from different fields to discuss the way forward for the sector.
That saw the union moving from below ground zero.
President of the union, Josiah Biobolemoye, speaks on the challenges the healthcare sector is facing, adding that the effect is already evident in the high level of brain drain in the country.
We are standing here today to make a pronouncement that we are against privatization. We say no to privatization. No to privatization. The president should, if he wants the health sector to be successful, the public health institutions to work without crisis, then he should not repeat the mistake of appointing two medical doctors as Minister of Health and Minister of State Health. If he will choose to appoint a doctor as Minister of Health, then let it be that the other people who make up the 95% of the health service deliverers should be considered to hold the Minister of State Health or vice versa.
At the conference, Global President of ITUC, who is also the President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, says the minimum wage bill has been passed by lawmakers and a clean copy transmitted to the President. He says workers are expecting the President to assent to it, expressing firm belief that its implementation will serve in the best interest of workers.
I say so from the context of the fact that it is long overdue. It is not only long overdue, what is even 30,000 in the current Nigerian economy. That is the reality of it. And therefore everybody must agree that workers have been patient, workers have demonstrated enough commitment, and therefore I think implementation at various levels should actually go seamlessly. But we are also there is the type of implementation. I assure you in our normal way, we'll also continue to support our state from one state to another until everything is done and everybody is able to benefit from it. Because the truth of it is that if you look at the rate of inflation, it's even higher than the minimum wage that have increased. And therefore putting the two side by side, the reality of it is that I think it's just to keep body and soul together.
Participants here share a consensus that global solidarity is essential to ensuring growth for development in developing countries.
The first quadrennial conference of statutory corporations and government-owned companies. This conference is an avenue for maritime workers to interact and deliberate on issues that will improve the maritime industry. This industry is one of the most important sectors of any economy as it is a major source of revenue generation for government. Nigeria is one of many countries that benefits from this sector as it facilitates trade within and outside the country. But operators of this sector in Nigeria complain about the poor states of roads leading to the seaports. They say this has caused huge losses in the maritime industry and limited their improvement in revenue generation.
We see this opportunity to appeal to the federal government and all relevant authorities to address the issue of our dilapidated roads leading to the ports across the country by repairing or constructing new access roads that will promote free flow of traffic.
This conference will also elect new executive members to run the affairs of the association and to improve productivity and revenue generation for the next 4 years.
As custodians of the maritime industry, it is important to make good use of the opportunities this conference offers to elect officers that will be able to embrace social dialogue and collective bargaining in the pursuit of the welfare of your members for sound industrial peace and harmony, which is the bedrock of economic growth and development.
We'll use this conference to urge the senior staff of the authority to work hard to improve their productivity and boost revenue generation. With this in the minds of all delegates, it is our belief that deliberations galvanize the industry to greater heights.
Newly elected executives were urged to demonstrate sound knowledge of collective bargaining in pursuit of the welfare of its members and the growth and development of the maritime industry.
The issue of the refinery is very simple. Yes, the 4 refineries we have now, we all know that it's not capable of getting to our needs. Also, there are also leakages due to smuggling and all, because our products are cheaper when for the neighboring countries. So, but we need to concentrate on local refining, whether we like it or not. For the past government, they've not been sincere. When we talk of turnaround maintenance, you take almost 4 years or 5 years to do it. And when you even do it, you don't give it to the appropriate contractors. People that built the refinery, as we said earlier, like the Kaduna refinery, it was given to another company to come and do a turnaround, while the Japanese people that built it were totally kept aside. And that created a lot of problems. That's our people that needed to come and recouple it back, you know. So what I'm saying is that government should be sincere in this effort. We have technical hands that can do these jobs, you know. And then if we need be, let's produce more, build more refineries. We agreed. Dangote is coming on stream. There was a time 18 licenses were issued out and only a few could do it, because they are talking about pricing, you know, about pricing and all. So there's more work to be done, but government sincerity has to come to revamp the refineries. We give an example. If you have a car and you don't service your car as and when due, you should expect problem. Your oil will be black, your plugs will misfire and everything, and these things need to be changed regularly. This is exactly what is happening with the refineries. So when you leave it like that, you are going to get problem. I will believe some people or some cabal want to run these refineries down so that I give it a bad name and then buy it as scraps. We've also offered various options too. The funding, maybe government can change the funding model, the business model it has approved, and then use another model to run the refineries. We canvassed for the NLNG model, where government had 30% and private investors had controlling shares to 59-41. If you can use that one on the refineries, we don't have any problem. The main thing is that core assets have to remain in government hands, because if you leave core assets in the hands of private individuals, whether local or foreign, it's like ceding your authority, your sovereignty to this group of people. And in the long run, it's not going to pay us well.
The problem we are having in this refinery is sabotage and lack of goodwill, first and foremost. A lot of us in Nigeria are now after what we give to make Nigeria working again, but what we take out of Nigeria. Come and think of it. From before now, refinery, turnaround maintenance and co-importation, all is being done, even supply, buying of crude oil, everything is being done by cronies or party agents that have no knowledge of whatever they are doing. What do? They take it, sell it to a third party. The money keep on increasing. Then the refinery that was trying to refine a little, they make sure it doesn't work. How did they start? By bringing an expatriate that doesn't even know what happened. If you want to be sincere, get the people that installed it. At least they have the pre-knowledge. But why those people are doing it, we have Nigerians that have been trained to go be the glory in Port Harcourt. When they bastardized this through Andrew Bar and all the rest, a lot of them, they said they gave that contract, but they could not do anything. But finally, the in-house, the staffs did the maintenance and they started working. We still have the human capacity to do it. So we pray that the government should engage the staff. Nigeria has everything. We have workers. We have people that are knowledgeable. We have people that are experienced. A lot of talents are on tap in this country. Let's put them in place. That's why we are praying for this employment and NPC want to be let it be sincere, let it be actually be open, let the best hand be brought into to help those that are there. The refineries will walk back again. Everything we are talking about this refinery is a sabotage. We need a good way. We need those that are sincere and say, okay, this is the way we want to go. Let us stop this importation. It's not helping us. It's costing us a lot.
For me, that is just a type of culture we have imbibed in Nigeria. We have two types of maintenance, preventive and curative maintenance. Some managers believe in curative maintenance, that the machine needs to break down before you repair, but I think it is more expensive. But for the preventive maintenance, we need to take that as a culture, so that the turnaround maintenance, so the equipment or the tools, they don't need to break down before you try to fix them. I think it's a culture, it's something we've been living with.
On the Profile interview segment this week, I will be speaking with the president of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. He will be profiling solutions on how our refineries can be managed. He also spoke about the Petroleum Industry Bill, which is yet to be passed into law after 18 years. Join me. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine.
A lot has happened since our last conversation, and we'll be discussing about the oil and gas sector. And Nigeria loses about 132 billion naira yearly, and this is because we don't refine crude oil that we actually produce. As a union, what's your take? What are your recommendations to the government, especially when it comes to the overhaul of the refineries in the country?
Well, like you said Nigeria be on the news that we've lost 102 billion naira a year. And if you look at that, that can be averted if you have done the right thing at the right time. And no matter how you look at it, being an insider and knowing what happened in that sector, whether you like it or not, you have to give credit to this present government for every sincere effort they have done so to minimize the losses. There also be more than this. But what also led to it that over the years, we have not been doing what is good at the right time and the right moment. If we have put our refineries in good shape prior to now, we'll also say, okay, let's upgrade them. Let's also look at going to modular refineries, bearing in mind the age of those refineries. But I think we have not done the right thing. And also due to the paucity of funds that this government is also having and the challenges, you need to also give them credit on that. And I also believe with the re-election of the president and the NMC management collaboration, I believe if sincerely they are doing and also involving the leadership of the union at all levels. All the skills that anything you're going to do, once you carry the union along, be open to them, be transparent, and they look at it that this refinery belongs to all of us, this company belongs to all of us. One day you are the GMD today, tomorrow you're going to hand over this refinery to them. They want to work with you. They also want to be open to you and show you areas that they can also do. Also help, that's that. Instead of spending so much, they also look at input they can also make. And I believe with the sincerity and everything that's been displayed, because for us at the national leadership, we have union at that level. And they are more or less the middlemen between us and the management. They tell us, they know where the truth is there, they also tell us areas. And where the areas that management also not be open to it, it's the national breathing out the management to make sure that things are done properly. So that every government, every management, every union want to make sure that you leave a sustainable and enduring legacy that can make sure that you handle these refineries and it was built, and God, it's a privilege God bestowed on us so that we can also tap the benefits of it. I think the refinery can work, and we believe, and we are ready to cooperate with the government at whatever level.
This is a two-in-one question, and we are very much aware that the issue of unemployment in Nigeria is one issue that probably is worrisome to the government and probably labor. Now, NNPC opened its portals for eligible candidates to actually fill in the form and probably apply. My concern is there are more than 200 positions to be filled, and we still have lots of workers that are working presently in NNPC that are actually casual workers. As the president of Pengassin, what's your position on the application being open for the public, and also what word do you have for the presidency when it comes to probably incorporating the casual workers by regularizing their job?
Thank you very much for that question, because very, very apt. And looking at it, we give kudos to the NMC management, to government, because unemployment is very, very rampant in the society. And when we also look at the NMPC, Pengassin at every fora will be talking of recruitment to NMPC. When you look at the attrition level and also experience side by side. And I think with what NMPC is also trying, and which they also have made leadership of the union, is that as far as possible to try to be transparent, to make sure that as many Nigerians that are qualified, they have the prescriptive knowledge, experience are taken. And this is something that was started by the then GMD of NNPC, Engineer Dr. Gassi Obaseki, with the 100 intake of graduate trainees. And I know that when they did that test, the management staff on the panel were past GMDs of NNPC. So at that level of past GMDs, there is no way they can compromise. So that's how you see the best. And when you look at most of those guys employed now, some of them are also moving to deputy manager level. So when the union, Pengassin, and collaboration with our sister union, the PEN, have been at every forum telling management of NNPC, let's start bringing in fresh hands and everything, so that they can also learn and see and take ownership. And they also accepted and getting presidential approval to do it, which was also key. And that the procedure will also be transparent. And everything, if you are qualified, you look at the company experience and you look at every experience, you are qualified. And you have the required qualification, then you go through it and they shortlist you. But the other of that is that, you know, the Nigerian factor, Nigerian mentality. If you just say you have this qualified, how do they verify that the period of shortlisting? You can say you have, and once you don't have all those qualifications like NYC or all those companies, the thing will block you, it will reject you. But if you are qualified, you have everything, they will accept you, send you a slip that has been accepted. And I also have heard people say in the past that this I think that has also been done, that it entered like using Nigerian Palace voicemail. But also assurance of the management of NNPC that everything will be done transparently to make sure that this one don't go the ways of the past.
Recently, the Nigerian government discovered an oil well in Bauchi State. What's your union's position about this? And looking at the fact that the federal government is looking at ways of diversifying the economy, do you think this is a welcome development?
Well, I want to sincerely appreciate you for that question. And we are privileged to be there. That myself, as president of Pengassin, and my PEN counterpart, president of the PEN. And for me, it's a good step in the right direction. And why do I say that is that it's also going to be an avenue of job creation. And when we went for that program, that was Konomi Oil Well River Sport in Akademi local government, Barambu in Bauchi State. And when we went for that program, that production oil well, it was a good development for this country. And you can see the excitement expressed by citizens of Bauchi and Gombe. Because once it's done well and everything starts producing and everything, it also means that they also have first hand of people are bringing job opportunities, getting job opportunities. And so even if they are also not well learned, when you also have people that also experience and expose, they can also start developing interest. As this is coming to us, this is one of the benefits of democracy. One, the security of those operations will be guaranteed. The genuineness and commitment to make sure that it succeeds will be there, so that the citizens of that place can also be employed. and the development of the oil and gas sector, and to also make sure that if there are restrictions in oil and gas, if there are XYZ in all this trouble area, and there is peace there, and that also give them that, okay, if you can get it there, you can also now go and explore. And that will be to the benefit of the Nigerian nation. And that will also bring on let's unify Nigeria and bring unity. That in everywhere we are in this country, Nigeria should be paramount in hearts. And with that, job creation will be enhanced, job opportunity will be enhanced, and you can also see that investment will be enhanced. And whatever the government is now going to also just diversify, it's not going to be as if we are closing oil and gas sector, to also augment and ease the burden and pressure on the operation of oil and gas, which will also go a long way. And you can also see that the government is also looking at agriculture, mineral resources, mining and everything. So with that being put on the front burner, you can see that instead of job creation and restiveness and enhancement of the potential of Nigerian capacity building will be a thing of the past. And the economy will continue to grow from that.
The Petroleum Industry Bill is yet to be passed into law, and the struggle has been on for more than 18 years. Now, I would like to ask you, how has this step that the government is yet to take, how has it affected investors in having confidence in the industry?
The issue of Petroleum Industry Bill is something that is long overdue, and it's shameful and sad that for years we have tried in the communication sector, we are still reaping the benefits. That the oil and gas sector, we do not have a legal framework. Look at the Pension Act, it has been amended. It's unfortunate. But be that as may, I want to believe that the only legacy the president that has been elected need to bestow to Nigerians is to see how the bill is passed into law, assented to, and become operational. Because once you have that bill, which is subject to also, it can also be reviewed and look at gray areas and challenges that can also be added. Because once you have that bill, a lot of challenges in oil and gas sector are going to be embedded in that. The issue of host community, the issue of fiscal bill, the issue of cash cost, the issue of state of refinery, the issue of functionality of having operators, either two operators or two like oil and gas, like NNPC, DPR, having fiscal regimes and everything. It's been a thing of the past. And I believe we are paid lip service to it. But I also want to say that the fears, and I also want to say that the fears being expressed that once these are done, there won't be easy access to free money. It's misplaced. Because once you do that, you won't see most of these IOCs divesting and leaving the shores of this country. Once it's passed, Nigeria will be very investor friendly. And people also have the confidence, and they look at that there are no shortcuts, everything that's done properly as has been done, then they want to invest more. And when there are areas of grievances that also look at, let's see what we can do. After being passed and implemented, we can also ask, okay, let's review some areas that are also not captured. Because there is no bill that's going to be perfect. There's no need to be all encompassing. But we must start from somewhere. And with that, the oil and gas industry will be the better for it. And with that, investors will come, job security will be there, job enhancement will be there, state community issues will be there, local content will be resolved, and restiveness in the other sector will be involved. And you can see that there will be job explosion, expansion, and everything will go. But we want to be appealed strongly. I also want to see that for oil and gas, Pengas and Pen, we're going to do greater advocacy at every forum. We're going to put pressure. Also try and have meetings with leadership of the House of Representatives, leadership of Senate, National Assembly, and relevant government agency. Let's see what we can do for the benefit of Nigerians and for the benefit of this industry, that we can pass something that's subject that can also be amended. But let's start from somewhere. And we believe with our collaboration as Pengas and even governments keeping them on their toes, the PIB will be passed. It's unfortunate that it's going to go through the process and again. And I also believe that, looking at the National Assembly and the greater efficiency, if they all believe in the survival of this country, we as union will collaborate with them. It doesn't need to go through 50, 80 years. On that, if there is serious commitment and dedication, within a year it can be passed ascended to. We believe that. I'm going to work with government, legislators, and everybody to make sure that this is coming to tandem and we can also grow, and the industry is good to go.
Thank you very much for joining us on this program.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijason. Thanks for watching, and remember, labor creates wealth.